throw away because, clearly, I need some discretion on this one. My life has been turned completely around, and I need to know how to deal with this disaster. I'm 32M, married to my wife Sarah, 30F, for 5 years. We have had some bad times, but I always assumed our marriage was fairly solid. She is a home-based graphic designer. I am in marketing at a mid-sized firm. We have no kids, though we talked about having a family. 6 months ago, Sarah started acting strangely. She'd asked me about details of my day that were hardly worth mentioning, about who I had lunch with, exact break times, even what I was wearing. I wrote it off as her desire to be close to her, or maybe leftover angst for being cheated on before. She has trust issues in the past. It only got progressively worse. She'd freak out if I wasn't texting right back at the office, and she came by unannounced to the office once or twice just to hi. It bugged me, but I dismissed it. And then my coworker, Emily, 28F. She's worked with me for 2 years. We're cordial, grab coffee, talk shop, but that's it. She's getting married, and I've never once given Sarah a reason to worry for her or anyone. It all blew last week. I was doing some late work on a report when Emily's phone rang on her desk. She was in a meeting, and I glanced over. The message was from Sarah. He just went out for the day. Who was he flirting with in the break room? My gut twisted. I knew Sarah's number. Emily's phone wasn't password protected, so I scrolled through the conversation. Hundreds of messages, stretching back months. Sarah was being paid $200 a week to babysit me. Every detail, when I arrived, who I talked to, if I seemed flirty, even photos of my desk or the office setup. Emily texted live updates. He's eating lunch with the team, all okay. Solo for lunch today. Talked to the receptionist, nothing out of the ordinary. There was one that did not sound like Sarah. Be careful around that new intern. I don't trust her. Emily replied, reassuringly, and proposed testing me by running into me innocently to determine if I'd engage and flirt. I was ill. This was cold-blooded surveillance. I snapped photos and disappeared before Emily returned. At home, Sarah was preparing dinner as usual. I brought out the evidence and saw her face crumble. She crumpled in tears and confessed. Her ex cheated at work, and after my marriage, she was afraid I would do the same. She met Emily at a company party last year and paid her in cash to keep tabs. Emily needed cash for her wedding and accepted. Sarah said it was just to calm her nerves, that she trusted me but wanted reassurance. She apologized, promised never to do it again, and get help for her issues. I was angry. This wasn't trust. It was a backstab. I explained to her I needed space and slept over at a friend's place that night. Next day, I confronted Emily at work. She grumbled apologies, referred to the money problems, and said she'd leave. I reported her to HR instead. They suspended her for breaching privacy policies. Sarah's been texting nonstop apologies, vowing to make it up to me. Friends are in conflict. Some claim it's a deal breaker. Others say counseling will be the solution as no cheating has happened. I adore her, yet this deceit has put our whole marriage in question. How do people get over something like that? Am I overreacting? What do I do now? Update. 3 days later, it all escalated even more. Your comments made me see that I wasn't overreacting to the intrusion. I called Sarah the next day to discuss it through. She looked devastated, puffy eyes from tears, and just kept repeating how humiliated she felt. She admitted that the snooping began casually at this one party, but turned into paydays once her concerns intensified. She showed me bank records, over $5,000 in total 6 months. She'd been seeing a therapist quietly for anxiety, but quit when gains felt too incremental. That's when she got into this craziness. She promised to restart sessions and provided us with couples therapy, but still more kept pouring out, and it crushed me. Sarah had Emily set up tests, like leaving a pretend secret admirer note on my desk to see if I'd bite or say something about it. Emily told me I threw it away without saying anything, but Sarah continued to be fixated on it. I want to know why she never just talked to me. She confessed to me that she was scared I'd bolt if she appeared nuts. The irony was scorching. Her secrecy would destroy us. I asked her to go see her sister for a week so I could clear my head. She went and wrote me a letter dumping her old girlfriend insecurities. At work, HR concluded their probe and fired Emily for invasion of privacy and bribery. She tried a second apology, claiming that Sarah pushed her, but I wasn't convinced. She could have said no or said something. I've barely slept, questioning everything about our life together, wondering what else she hid from me. My brother demands divorce now. This manipulation reeks of abuse. But I'm always thinking maybe it has something to do with her mental health, something we could treat. I'm starting solo therapy tomorrow to get through my side. Sarah wants in the end, but I'm not there yet. Does anybody endure this kind of betrayal? How did you make your decision? Stay or leave? Update 2. 2 weeks later. A lot was changing rapidly, and I had to get this out. We've begun couples therapy 2 times a week. The sessions are real, tears, tough love. The therapist diagnosed Sarah with bad anxiety and some obsessive tendencies when it comes to relationships. She's taking meds now and hitting single sessions hard. This session, Sarah dropped a couple more bombs. The spying went outside of my job. She put a tracking app on my phone last year. I found and removed it. She'd read my emails when my laptop was left on. Not every time, but enough to contaminate everything. That revelation knocked me off my feet. I stormed out in the middle of the session, furious, but came back the next time. Her therapist told us that Sarah's previous hurts warped into this need to keep tabs. Sarah sobbed, admitting she hated what she did, but couldn't get free without help. I've been grappling with anger and hurt. Therapy's allowing me to see her behaviors were born out of fear, not hate. Trust remains in pieces. I changed my phone, all of my passwords, and jumped to a new line of work. The office soap opera with Emily was unacceptable. Sarah returned home last week, but we are in different rooms. She's keeping my walls intact, doing chores, sitting down with her therapy notes without being asked, creating space for me to breathe. We've broken the news to close friends and family alike. Sarah did it herself. Reactions are mixed, but the majority support our efforts to repair. I'm still divided. Some days I see the Sarah I fell in love with and want to power through. Others, the anger gets the better of me, and I see bail. Restoration is endless, and I'm not sure I've got the stamina. She's given unfettered access to her phone and accounts. It's a gesture, but I'm approaching it warily. We'll update again if all crashes or turns around. Hanging on day by day. Update 3, 1 month later. Didn't expect to be updating so quickly, but major things have come up to. Counseling brought out a bombshell. Sarah's issues run deeper than her ex. Her father betrayed her repeatedly as a child, ending her family. She never let me in on the full truth, thought it was locked away. It fueled her paranoia, making everyone a potential betrayer, including me. That hurt differently. It didn't make what she did any less wrong, but it made sense of the craziness. Sarah's in treatment. Meds keep her stable out, and she's scribbling down ideas in a journal instead of scheming. We had an honest session where I laid out my deal breakers. Raw honesty from this point on. Therapy rules. Next lip, and I'm off. She agreed. No fight. My new work's a blessed respite. No drama. Decent salary. Emily tried a LinkedIn message with another apology, but I blocked her. No room for that trash stuff. We stepped away from a pair of friends who got involved. Sarah's sister emerged, breathing out how absurd the spying had been, which kind of took root. We're slowly creeping towards intimacy like strangers are courting. Walks, peaceful meals, no rush. It's filling in some cracks bit by bit. Hope teases every now and then. We're taking root problems by the horns, and Sarah's revisions feel real. She ended a nervous loop last week by talking it through with me instead of slamming it down. Not nearly all right yet, though. Phobias creep in, and we're still far from being repaired. Plowing ahead and taking a look at where it goes. Update 4, 4 months later. Wrapping this up, since folks wanted an update word. Sarah and I gritted it out, and times have improved, but there's no happily ever after. Therapy stripped us down and remade us, session by session. Sarah's anxiety is managed. She catches her negative thoughts before they take hold, talks them through without spinning. No slips, no secrets. We've built trust out of habits of a day. Open calendars, occasional check-ins when things don't add up. I even caught her cleaning a residual app trace, and she branded it right away. No theatrics. Our relationship is different now, beyond in places, raw in places. We argue less, bond more, but the betrayal glows like an open wound. Laughter comes more easily, though, and we cherish what we nearly lost. We talked about kids again, but put that aside for now. Need to get more stability first. Life is more stable, but suspicion slips in occasionally, especially at night when I'm home alone. The chaos compelled us to grow we avoided earlier. We're in it, imperfect as all hell, but progressing. That's where it is. Appreciate the feedback on the whole situation. You all help more than you realize. Signing off.